Welcome to the dungeon.
I'm a bird.
This time we're talking about Hikensha, the honorable experiment. So get your ship, grab your crew, and select easy mode because you're not a little bitch like I am. Hikensha is a native to the planet of Auriga, being a Hisho, a race of people who were experimented on by the Endless, basically gods. She is augmented by bird DNA implanted into her body to make her a better— wait, this is just Samus Aran. This is the second time. This is the second Samus nod. What the hell? Guys, you can't do this twice. Y'all are gonna get in some trouble with Nintendo at this rate. Good lord. Anyway, TLDR, she's a bird person that wants to save all the relics in the dungeon instead of stealing them. In-game, Hikensha is a sword user with about mid-tier stats in everything except wit, which she has just a tiny bit lower than average in. Hikensha begins the game with the skill Nyctophilia, giving her and her teammates a little bit better boost when exploring those early rooms that are unpowered, as well as giving a pretty solid drop rate in Dust. At level 2, she gets Warface, which is an incredibly underwhelming ability, unfortunately. It's one of the worst DPS abilities in the game, and her other ability, which she gets later, is actually much better. At level 4, she can Operate, and at level 5, she gets Endless Expert. Very similar to Max, she's good at just kind of standing around if you need her to, and powering you up with a whole bunch of science. At level 7, she gets her much better ability that I talked about just a second ago, Sacrifice, which will deal a huge amount of DPS in the room at the cost of her own health, and at level 8 she can Repair. From there on out, all of her other abilities simply gain levels. While being a DPS first and foremost, Hikensha is a pretty good jack-of-all-trades that can fill pretty much any role you want, even if she can't do it super well. I don't recommend her operating because of her relatively low wit, but she'll do in a pinch and can always operate on the front lines when defending. Her DPS is actually incredible, even if it feels like she's not doing much. Activating Sacrifice and just watching a room melt is really good. She probably has like 4th or 5th highest damage in the entire game, even though it doesn't feel like it. Also, the fact that Sacrifice only has a cooldown of 2 rooms is insane. While being used as an early scout and more of a late game stat stick than anything, she's still pretty entertaining. While not my favorite character in the game, I can't deny that she's really good even if she doesn't suit my playstyle very well. The fact that you can just get passive science from her not even operating with Endless Expert is also incredibly good and will help you through early floors with research without having to waste as much time building science generators. And the early dust from unpowered rooms is pretty nice as well, although you can't utilize it very well late game whenever there are hundreds of monsters spawning in every single unpowered room. It's not very smart to fight in those. When it comes to weaponry, Occam's Gouge is a great choice for her because it's the only sword that boosts wit, and she's the only natural learning sword operator, which is really strange, but it works and it deals a decent amount of damage. Otherwise, if you can find it, an augmented blade is always best because that thing is just broken. When it comes to armor, just make sure that you're not equipping Hikensha with anything that would lower her DPS, like her attack cooldown, because that's bad. Why would you do that? And finally, when it comes to device, anything that boosts stats in general is fantastic, specifically DPS or HP regen, and since she's a frontline melee attacker, you really need that survivability, so something that gives her Skulk wouldn't be bad either, for example Aftershave in the trinket slot, but it's alright because she has decent enough survivability to last a few waves on her own. Honestly, there's not too much more to say about Hikensha. She's a pretty good character that can help you out in a bunch of ways at pretty much any stage of the game, and she's a reliable DPS as well as a little bit of everything else. While not my favorite character, I can't deny that she is absolutely incredible in pretty much every category, so it's good to pick her up if you see her and you have an open slot. My name is Mason, easy mode is too hard, and never forget to keep moving forward. Good luck in that dungeon.